Hello, lovely people. My name is Madeline Weber. If you don't know me, good. And if you do, also good. I really don't care. Welcome to my channel, Cat with Lip Filler. Anyway, I know it has been a couple of days, more like a week, I think. I don't remember the last time I posted. I think like last week. But, I wanted to talk to you guys about stuff. So it's my last week of school. It's ending on Thursday, so June 5th. And I know, like, my school actually ended on the last week of May. I wish for me, but I didn't. Anyway, me and my friend Claire, we were like, so she brought me 2 books to read. And I finished one of the books during around third hour. And we did a switch during 5th hour between. And I got this is the one that I requested from her, since she owns a lot of books. She reads a lot of comics, and so do I, but I've been recently reading books. Don't worry, I do have a lot, but that's just because my friends give them to me for my birthday. Anyway, I'm reading Northranger. I can't pronounce his name. By Ray and Ambry Indigo. I can't pronounce his last name. Yeah. But let me read the back to you. Cade Munzo, I think. I did have, Intro to World Language, but I cannot pronounce his last name because it's like N and then like the squiggly line on top. Yeah, you know how I am, because I don't even know what they're talking about. Okay. Has always loved to escape into the world of good horror movies. After all, horror movies are scary, but to Cade, a closeted queer teen growing up in rural Texas, real life can be way scarier. When Cade is sent to spend the summer working as a ranch hand to help earn extra money for his family, he is horrified. Cade hates everything about the ranch, from the early mornings to the mountains of horse poop he has to clean up. The only silver lining is the company of 2 teens who live there. In particular, the ruggedly handsome and enigmatic Henry. Yeah, Henry. But as unexpected sparks begin to fly between Cade and Henry, things get complicated. Henry is reluctantly to share the mystery details of the several local deaths. What? I already know. So the deaths are the manager that used to work on the farm, and Henry found them, while Henry's mom and Henry's the sister and Henry's the brother. It's Henry with an I, not a Y, and then Henry with a Y, not an I. Okay? But her name is Henrietta. Who named their kid Henrietta? That's why I would say, no, Dad, it's Henry. Don't name your kid Henrietta. Like, you could have did like Madden like Madden for Henry and like Madden. Like, okay, my friend Madden, he's Madden B and I'm Maddie W. And you see that is super easy because people think we're related because of our hair, but we're not. Anyway, let's go back. The several local deaths. And Kate begins to wonder what else he may be hiding. Inspired by the gothic romance of Jane Austen's Northanger Abbey comes a modern love story. So romantic, scary. Anyway, here's the cover. So this is Cade, and this is Henry. Henry Tyler, to be exact. Now, his father, let me find a pic of him. Not gonna lie, I love the art style. But I'll find it. So, General Tyler, he hates, I think. Like, he doesn't really like Cade. Because accidentally he went into the West Wing. What are you, Beast from Beauty and the Beast? Please do not go to the West Wing. Why when you go into the West Wing? Let me find it. When you go to the West Wing, be like, that always happens. But anyway, I don't really want to spoil it. But, I want to show you Tyler. The first interaction of Tyler is literally with his shirt up. And you're asking, Maddie, what? Crap. But yeah, like this was the first panel. And then we got that panel. And I was watching a movie during 5th hour, which is my U.S. Studies class. And when I flipped to this page, I was like, that's why Kate has a crush on him. Because my friend already told me what happens in this book. And by the way, it's pretty good. But between sometimes, it's kind of cringy. So, not gonna lie, this one is like a 6 out of 10, in my opinion. Next, I don't have the book with me because we did a trade. Like, I read BlackWater. I read BlackWater, and it was super good. And, I think you can read it on Webtoons, but I don't know. But, it's basically about this guy named Antonio. Antony. Just Tony. People call him Tony. But, he's, like, he got bitten by a werewolf, which we find out later her name is Taylor. And then this dude named Elijah, he's from Germany and stuff, and he could see like ghosts. And the person that's haunting him most is this guy that died by probably drowning or a shipwreck. But I really don't know because I was reading it, like I read all through it, like homeroom, 1st hour, 2nd hour, and 3rd hour, so 4 hours, which is my most easy read, not gonna lie. But since I'm at home, I really don't read, only like a few times. Like when I read the Song of Achilles, I only had 3 chapters to go, so I read the rest of it. And that only took me like 20 minutes. But that's just because I've been reading it since September, and it was December by the time, so I finished it before winter break, so I can like say, oh my god, I read the most good book, I read the best book in the world. And it's all because how I got into my I already had 2 Percy Jackson books. The Sun and the Star, and I had all the Percy Jackson books, including the Wrath of the Three-Headed Goddess one. And then during Christmas, if you were there during my Christmas year, well, technically during July, I did do a video for them. So, yeah. But yeah. Anyway, and we find out that the dude that died was Taylor's dad. And there's this character named Bartholomew. Biff. They call him Biff. I can't pronounce his name. But Bartholomew, I can't. I know how to pronounce it, but I'm just like bad at saying stuff. But anyway, so Biff and Tony, they've been friends since they were little. So as I think Marcia, technically her name, but I'm just gonna call her Marcy or Mars. Yeah, Marcy or Marcia. Just gonna call her Mars. So anyway, Mars, Biff, and Tony, they've been friends. I think like Mars was like there like during maybe middle school and stuff. But Elijah, he's like known as the weird kid. Which, I mean, yeah, like, no, duh, you're not really talking to anyone. But anyway, like, Biff invited Tony to go hunting with him, and because they were skipping school, because Tony was like, I don't really want to go to school, like, calling up Biff, saying, hey, do you want to go, like, go downtown and do stuff, because I don't want to go to school. So they do, and, like, Biff was like, oh my god, we should totally go hunting, oh my god, because his dad and his two siblings, they were like, Biff and his family, they were already going. By the way, there's no mother figure in Biff and Tony's life, because Tony's dad and Tony's mom, they're separated, like they had a divorce, probably like Biff's dad and Biff's mom. But anyway, there was this dude that was hunting earlier and had a deer carcass in the back of his truck, saying, hey, you guys shouldn't probably do that, because we're like going, like, there's like this gigantic monster in the woods, and you shouldn't totally not do that. And like they were like, whatever. They don't even listen. And then when they're going down to the park, they see Elijah. Now, Elijah, he has a bad rep. He has failing grades. And during that time, on the bag, it says, anyway, Elijah has a autoimmunity, like, it makes him like a very sensitive kid, like me back when I was a little kid. I wasn't very sensitive back then, but like my sister was, I know that. But when she was like a little kid, but since his autoimmune, I don't know what to call it, it was like he always has to go into the hospital, and his mom, which is a nurse, Elijah's mom, she's already used to him being in the hospital and stuff. But Elijah was in his wheelchair, like, by the way, he's not bound to the wheelchair, but like he like uses it like when he's like since of the autoimmune thing. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it, but like he needs to just sit in there because his body is like hurting, probably. Like I would too, because my stomach's actually killing me right now. But anyway, Biff was like, oh my god, you're skipping school? No wonder you have failing grades. And then Tony was like, hey man, you should probably, you should probably let go of Elijah's, which he goes short by Eli, but I'm gonna just call him Elijah. But anyway, you should probably let go of Elijah's wheelchair. And Biff was holding onto Eli's wheelchair, and he said, fine, I will. And then he pushes him in a lake, since they're in the park. And then Tony said, oh my god, why did you do that? And like he helps Elijah and stuff get out of the lake and grab his wheelchair. And then like Biff says, wouldn't you like come on dude, we do this all the time. And then he pushes Tony away from Elijah because he was probably gonna kick him. And then he was getting like super tired, and he had to take a puff from his inhaler, and then he said, just leave us, just go. And then like he's like, I don't care if you get in trouble. And then Biff runs away. And then like Tony helps Elijah in his wheelchair and saying, hey, like, I'm super sorry about that. And he said, wouldn't you like to know, weather boy? And then like he was like, do you want me to like get you back home? And he said, I can do it by myself. And then rolls away, which I would do that too. But anyway, the next day, well, not really, like during the night, Elijah was in the hospital. And by the way, Elijah's mom is such a dick, saying, you wouldn't make any friends. Girl, that's your son. Your only son. That's why your husband probably left. But yeah. Anyway, I'm not, like, that's just like the first the first 2 chapters. I'm not gonna go super detailed. But by the way, the art style changes every chapter, and I actually really like that. Like the first chapter is with with a more I don't know, like more not stiff, but like more energetic body language, while the other one does still have that, but it's like more like toned down. But I really like that about it because sometimes it like goes between Elijah and Tony's POV, but not really. But like sometimes it's like mostly based on Tony or mostly based on Elijah. Now, by the way, at the end of the book, they kiss. Now this one, these guys kiss in the middle of the book. Like, I'm thinking like maybe like page 114, they kiss. And then they kiss more, and then there's some tension between them because not sexual, but tension. Anyway, yeah. I don't know. But those, and you can find BlackWater on Webtoons, by the way. And I didn't know that because me and my friend Claire, we were looking for the book. Like, she said, I've been looking everywhere for the book online, but I can't find it. Like, she wants like the hardcover because she loves hardcover books. I think she owns like multiple books. Like, she owns The Castle Swimmer Volume 1, which, I mean, I would too, but still, that's very real though. Like, this book, I'm almost done, but I really don't want to finish it right now. But anyway, that's basically my day, really. So, ta-ta. Have a great day. Goodbye, my little gremlins.